Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 79 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Gage, and I'm here with Dan Briggs, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing outstanding. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying the sunshine. But for anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these streams every single week to make sure we're using the product ourselves and going through the same process as you. And we're here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we always make sure we remind you guys of our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. We actually have an exciting update tonight, which we'll get to in just a second. But check out the comments section here. Thank you to all of you for hanging out with us. We got some interesting requests. Got a plush toy request. We're always flattered by the people who actually like the StreamYard logo. We're always a bit nervous that people wouldn't love the duck as much as us, but we've been pleasantly surprised. People seem to be a fan, but who knows? Maybe someday we can have a merch store. That'd be kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I would definitely I would get a plush duck. Maybe some duck slippers. That'd be pretty cool. Digital.
At some point, it would be nice to do a challenge to see who can guess the name of the duck. Like, I know we talked about it in the town hall, but at some point we should actually do it. Because the duck does have a name, and we could announce it and make a big prize out of it.
Yeah, I think with some investigation, people could figure it out. But yeah, that would be fun. Greetings, Juan. Gerald's asking for some internet recommendations. He says he's having some issues with Comcast. So I don't have a specific recommendation on an ISP, Gerald. You might not even have an option, depending on where you are. You might have an option of 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky to choose between. But usually it's not the ISP. I mean, sometimes it is if you have a really low internet package. But the first thing I would suggest is just trying to move closer to the router, maybe restarting the router if that doesn't work, and then plugging in directly, and that will resolve most issues. If you just truly don't have very much upload speed, like under 5 megabits per second, maybe consider upgrading if that's possible for you. Manny's tuning in from Mexico. Thanks for hanging out with us, Manny. Who else do we have here? Dave, thanks for tuning in. I promise you that the ability to move people into different slots is still on the list. Let's go ahead and make our announcement. Don't make people wait for too long. So professional users can now go live to 8 destinations. So if you're not on the professional plan, previously it was 5 destinations, but we've bumped that up to 8 destinations, which is quite a few. It's quite a few places. Personally, I don't think we'll ever be going live to 8, but I know a lot of users like to go live to. Seems to be Facebook groups seems to be the most common. Like they'll be going live to 4 platforms, but they also have like 4 groups or something like that they want to go live to. So we got enough requests that we wanted to support people that wanted to do that. You still have the option. I still would consider instead of going live to 4 groups, just sharing the stream from the page into the groups. I do think that's still possibly the better option, but you can now do it. If you want to go to 8, you can go to 8. And some people truly do have 8 platforms they're going to through the custom RTMP option. So yeah, if you're excited about that, if you'll actually go live to 8, let us know. I'd be curious, like if you are going to 8, is it the Facebook groups that are making up that difference, or do you have some custom RTMP destinations that you're going to? Let us know. The other one is much smaller change, but some people will appreciate it. I know in the private chat you used to have no timestamp for when someone said something, so you might have. It's not a huge change, but you can now tell if someone said something from a long period of time ago or not at all. But I figured might as well mention it. And I'll go back to the comments here, see what you guys are saying. But if you have any questions or anything you want us to cover or any subjects, let us know, and we'll get to them. One question I'll ask again, just because it was super fun last time, seeing all the answers. In case we have new people here, is what are you live streaming about? I'd be curious to see your shows. Maybe share a link to the show. I had a great time seeing all the different subjects last time. I think we had some cybersecurity shows, some programming shows, and some shows about like dog contests and stuff. So it's always cool to see the different use cases. Let's check the comments here.
Yeah, I like announcing the little things. Like often when we make little improvements, we don't really announce them. But there was last week that there was a comment. I can't remember who it was. Probably one of you watching today was saying like, oh, yeah, the private chat should have timestamps because sometimes the guests will leave a comment, and I don't know if it was from 2 minutes ago or an hour ago or 10 days ago, and it's those little changes I find actually do make a difference. As funny as it sounds to announce like new feature, we now show you when the private chat messages.
Some people seem excited about it, so that's good.
Yeah, it's hey man, it's useful.
Neil says, when does 8 Destinations start? Right now, if you want to go live to 8 now, it's been up, I think, for most of the day to today. So you can now go live to 8.
Yeah, I think we released it last night at some point.
Very cool. Thanks, April. Glad you're excited for the update. Are you actually going to 8? I think, if I remember correctly, April, I think you might just go to YouTube. But if you're multi-streaming, let me know. I'm curious.
And lots of people have like different types of shows too.
That's true. Jamie interviews people with co-hosts with niches and expertise in life. Very cool. That was actually, I'll go ahead and bring it up now since it's the topic came up. Is one question we wanted to ask you guys tonight is, I know tons of you do interviews and invite guests, and we're always trying to make the process easier for everyone. So not just the host, but the guests. So we're curious if there's anything we could do to improve your experience with guests, as far as like maybe make it easier for you to share the instructions for them to join, make it more clear to them as far as like how to test things out beforehand. I know that's one thing that has come up in the past is just like a test link, like StreamYard.com/test. So there's no confusion for them as far as like, am I joining the show now or something like that. So if there's just, let us know if there's common themes that come up, like, oh, my guests are confused by this, or, you know, it'd be easier for me to find guests if you did it this way. Just let us know if there's anything we could do to improve that. We would be very curious. David will be using all 8. Very cool.
Sweet.
Kunal says we have 18 platforms, so 8 is good. So not quite what you need, but glad that there's more. Oh, great. Tangerine's excited for it. Upgraded to Pro Plan recently. Got some requests for Instagram. That one comes up a lot for people that haven't tuned into the past. We would like to support Instagram, and as soon as they open up their API, we will do that. The only reason we don't now is it's not, their policy doesn't allow us to go live directly to them. There's ways to work around that, but we want to, you know, respect their policy. But if that ever changes, we'll certainly support Instagram. Sounds like Tristan's a fan. Very cool.
It's not a private chat timestamps, but it's pretty cool.
Tony says not 1 by 1 image. I think I might have missed something. Oh, here. Tony says we need to be able to add or delete multiple images, not just 1 by 1. Good to know. That one hasn't come up much, but I can see if you need to add a bunch that it could be a pain doing one at a time. So thanks for the feedback there.
Yep. We could at least, I think there's like a modal I'd have to confirm that pops up. Like, are you sure you want to delete this? I think. So I can see maybe getting rid of that, making it a lot faster to click through.
Tangerine went live from iPhone for the first time today in the airport. Very cool. Worked wonderfully. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're happy to hear that. We for anyone, we probably should always remind people, since I know people sort of watch these in and out. But yeah, mobile hosting. We did release mobile hosting. So thanks for reminding us, Tangerine. So you can go live from your iPhone, your iPad, Android device. Those all work now, and we have a much better UI than I know some people worked around it before by using the desktop mode, which I was surprised that people were happy with that, because it did not work, or it was hard to, everything was very small. But now it's actually designed nicely so you can go live from the phone. So in case you didn't know, now you know. And if you are using mobile, let us know. And then
I guess the other one, while we're announcing previous things, just to remind everyone, we did announce 10 people. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah.
So the basic and professional plan, you can now have 10 people on screen, whereas it used to be 6.
Yeah. Yes, I've actually seen quite a few people using it, and it's interesting to see. There's a lot going on when you have that many people on screen, but it's cool that we're able to support it now. I know a lot of that came from people that had the old Hangouts on Air shows that had 10 people, so it's cool that they're able to have all 10 now. Sarah hosts a weekly town hall with 2 political candidates, and would love the ability to move people. So that is in our plan, Sarah. That one comes up a lot, and yeah, thanks for sharing. That's cool. I'll have to check it out. I imagine that might get a bit heated sometimes, but it's I guess that's sort of the only option you have now for a lot of these political debates is live streaming it, since you can't be in person. Yeah. James is interested in more fonts. So right now, the only way to change fonts is we have the 2 different themes you can choose between, which have different fonts. But who knows? Maybe in the future we can add more. Mamad says we need to connect Zoom to StreamYard. We don't have a great way to do that right now. Mamad, you could share your screen and use something like Voice Meter or Loopback, which is a virtual audio mixer to do that, but it's not super straightforward. An actual physical mixer could work well for that as well. Let's see who else is in here. lots of comments tonight. Thanks for all the comments here. Leisha Ledia, sorry if I'm not sure which one it is, but sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. Will 1080p be coming soon? 1080 is in our plans. We actually had a couple questions about 1080 that Dan had.
Yeah. So 1080, I'm curious. There's a few questions really, but the main one is with 1080. So we've had quite a few people asking for just 1080 in general. I'm curious, like, what part of 1080 you're interested in. So is it like you want your camera to look better? Is that the main thing? Is it you want, like, maybe you're sharing a screen with small text or something, you want that to look better? Is it like the overlay images or overlay videos or something like that? Do you really want to look better? Obviously, like, is it all of it? But I'm guessing for most people, it's kind of a specific thing. Like, oh, I just want my camera to look better. So maybe if you can let us know in the comments, like, what is it specifically about 1080? Like, why do you want 1080? What's the main thing you're hoping for? Just so that when we add it, we make sure we kind of do it exactly how you want it.
Anita's tuning in from Indonesia. Very cool. Thanks for hanging out with us. Victor says, loving mobile, but having issues. So if you're having issues, Victor, we do have live support. We should be able to help you out. If you just go to StreamYard.com/contact. If it's one thing that has come up with mobile is only certain mics are supported. So sometimes people want to use something like an iRig or a audio interface, and that at this time that won't be picked up. It's we're always trying to improve it, so hopefully we can support those in the future. But right now, only certain mics are supported, like the built-in mic, or if you have the headphones that came with your iPhone would also work. Hey Joe, thanks for tuning in. Haven't seen you for a bit. Did the basic plan get the basic plan get an increase in destinations too? Unfortunately, no. For right now, it's just the professional plan that got bumped up. But who knows? Maybe in the future. Frederico would also like the ability to upload multiple files. Good to know. Tim's tuning in from Pennsylvania. Hey Tim, nice to see you here. Rapper Jay would like the ability to move camera and screen share. So you can screen share, Rapper Jay, but yeah, you are somewhat limited on moving the camera. Our number one goal is always ease of use, right? So we don't want to make it too complicated as far as being able to drag things all around the screen. But I mean, you do have quite a few options. Like if you have guests, you can full screen individual guests and things like that.
Yeah. And I don't think he meant just being able to screen share. I'm guessing he's talking about moving screen share as well. But yeah, you're
right. Yes. Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, probably actually physically moving it. Understood. Lauren says no live direct to Twitter. So you can go live direct to Twitter, Lauren. It's just we should probably update the label because I know some people don't actually know that Periscope is essentially the same thing as Twitter. But as long as your Periscope is connected to your Twitter, you will go live to Twitter as well. Like we're live right now on our own Twitter. Kunal says, can you please advise when posting a stream to a group, is it possible to post using page and not using the personal account? So right now it will use the personal account of whoever connected the group on StreamYard. We don't have an option to change it right now, Kunal, but it has come up and it's likely an option we will add at some point. Alfonso says, I'm hearing 8 destinations. Yes, on the pro plan, you can now go live right now. You can go live to 8 different places.
We almost should have gone live to 8 in this stream just to show it off.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's
hard for people to verify. It might be hard to be watching 8 different ones at once.
Yeah, go find my test Facebook page.
A Jen Page Film says, want to go live on Apple Podcasts. So that's an interesting request. I don't know if you actually, if anyone in the chat, I'm sure someone in the chat knows, let me know if you can actually live, like, can you do a live audio feed on Apple Podcasts? If you can, I was not aware of that. I thought you just had to upload the audio feeds and listen to them later. But if it supports live audio feeds, I'll certainly look into it because that would be a cool feature to have and be able to go live straight to Apple Podcasts. I don't think there is, but if I'm wrong, please correct me. Ricardo does a talk show and a podcast. Awesome. Lugia says, can you implement the ability to see other people's boxes and the ability to mute others instead of the host? So you can mute like the host has the ability to mute anyone in the stream. And I'm not sure, do you understand the other part of that question, Dan?
No, I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe like guests to mute each other.
I see. Oh, I see. Like you just don't want to hear a particular person.
I'm not sure. Maybe if you can clarify for us.
Randall's done 77 LinkedIn Lives, all about food and beverage in USA. Yeah, Randall's got an awesome show. I've seen it a few times.
I like knows the exact number that he's done.
Yeah, it's cool. He's tracking it. Rob says, I do celebrity interviews weekly. The biggest thing that would be helpful is being able to see which guests become the highlighted screen, or able to select, sorry, I misread that, able to select which guests become the highlighted screen. So you can, so go ahead, Dan.
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking that's like kind of a similar request to like moving people around. Like putting me in the big spot.
Right. So if that's the question, Rob, yeah, it's in our plans. It's not available yet, but you can full screen anyone, right? So I can full screen myself and I can full screen Dan, just in case that was the question. Before we run out of time here, there's one important subject I wanted to get to just before I forget is I'm curious how many of you are, we'd actually be curious to talk to you. For anyone that is producing, it's come up a lot in the StreamYard community group, and for any of you who aren't in that group, feel free to join it. It's on Facebook. If you just Facebook, instead of Google, you Facebook it. Facebook StreamYard community, it should pop right up. But there's lots of people that are producing shows on behalf of other people, like a company that maybe doesn't know anything about live streaming, and they're just a remote producer essentially for the show. So I'm curious, like how many of you who are watching are actually doing that, and if you are actually doing that on a regular basis, we're considering, making some changes to make that easier for you. So if you are one of those people, please reach out to us because we'd like to have a discussion with you, just ask you some questions about how you're going about things and just talk to you. So if you're doing that, just here, I'd be curious to know like what kind of shows you're producing and what you're doing, but also please reach out to us. Contact at StreamYard.com would be the best way. In the title, just make it StreamYard Producer and we'll be able to find it super easily. I also forgot, I always do the reminder for our shows and I forgot this week. So StreamYard Connect with Ross Brand is every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a great show, so don't miss that. Ross has interesting guests, and he talks about the latest things going on in the live streaming universe, you might say. So be sure to tune into that. And we also have StreamYard Spotlight with Dana and Kelsey Bentz every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where they talk to you guys specifically. They highlight StreamYard users and the types of shows they're making. So if you're interested in being on that show, reach out to Dana and Kelsey. Again, email is probably the easiest way to do that. Contact at StreamYard.com, and they'd love to talk to you and highlight what you're doing for the rest of the community. Let's get back to the comments, see if I have any producers here. Cool. Ken produces weekly for 3 different churches every week and other religious shows. That's very useful to hear, Ken. So yeah, if you have time, Ken, shoot us an email because we'd like to talk to you and ask you some more specific questions. Rosanna says our company produces a show for ourselves and others. Very interesting. Again, same thing. If you wouldn't mind reaching out to us, that would be great. Bruce is using StreamYard to stream to Reddit and ViewStub simultaneously. Interesting. I knew you could stream to ViewStub. I didn't actually know. I feel like I should probably know that, but I didn't know you could stream to Reddit. Bruce, I'll have to check that out.
Maybe you've got an advanced setup going.
Maybe. I know Reddit had like an event a while back where it was kind of cool. They had like Reddit had live streaming for like a day or something, which is pretty crazy. But maybe they just have it in general now. I didn't know that.
Cool. Let us know, Bruce.
Neil says, yes, we produce shows for others. Our company is called DigiMentors. Gage Vandertop, you know 3. Yes, I do. He is awesome. Matt says, thanks for a great product/service. Very happy with my pro plan. I've been using for a few months now. Great to hear.
Awesome.
Bruce says, remote producer here. Great, Bruce. We've chatted in the past, but I'd be curious to talk to you specifically about that. So feel free to reach out. A couple of questions about streaming from Android. Yes, you can stream from Android devices just like iPhones and iPads. Wow, we have a ton of producers in the chat. Very cool to see. I mainly do producing. We do it with 2 producers per live. Very cool.
Wow. Yeah, like I'd be very interested to talk to Leo. Just like why 2? What are the 2 doing?
Yeah, and maybe like for those of you who who don't have time to reach out to us and have an actual chat, I would be curious, like, what are the pain points right now for you doing remote producing? I would guess part of it is having to get the code from the person you're producing the show for. But yeah, let us know. Felipe says, "Is this alive now?" Yeah, we're live right now, Felipe. Bruce says, "Thoughts on having transition fades from or upload videos with a 2-second or 1-second fadeaway so the videos don't end abruptly?" Yeah, we were actually just chatting about that today. So we'll likely be making the transitions from overlay to overlay more smooth, potentially with actual fades.
So that we were mostly talking about images, but videos is interesting as well. So fade out the video nicely.
Yeah, that would look cool.
We'll look into that when we're doing it for images.
One United Nations says, "Do you guys have customer care? It's got a billing issue." Yes, you just go to, it's live right now. So if you just go to StreamYard.com/contact United Nation, they can help you out. 3D printing said, "A friend lost power, but guests in StreamYard kept going." Yes, very good. That's one cool thing that some people don't know about StreamYard is everyone connects individually to it. So there's no true host, right? StreamYard is kind of the host for your broadcast. So the host has internet issues. They can't actually get back on and continue the stream, which I was actually in a stream where that happened, which was pretty cool. I was on Creator Spotlight, I think it was, where I was being interviewed, and I heard lightning go off, and then he just like cut out. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. But it was cool. He came as the power came back. He was back on in a few minutes, so that was cool.
Wow.
Sharon, nice. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, yeah, it is useful for that because a lot of programs will just run on your computer, right? And when it goes out, you go out.
Yeah, you're out of luck. You got to start a new stream, so it is pretty useful.
Yeah, so it can be a little interesting for guests, right? Like especially if it's like a first-time guest. I've seen that. It's really unfortunate, obviously, where like you're on
a bit nervous, yeah.
The host, their power goes out, their internet cuts, and now you're just there by yourself.
Yeah, it can be a bit uncomfortable.
Fortunately, the guest usually comes back, or the host usually comes back pretty fast. But yeah, a lot of times the guest will just kind of maybe leave. It's not a great spot, but it's awesome. The show keeps going.
Hey Sharon, nice to see you here. It's been a minute. I think you might have been. I think Sharon, you might have been here from like almost day one. I remember being on a show with you all the way back in like December of 2018, which is pretty cool. Dal says, "Would be great if you guys could get rid of that plus show button that blurs out the comment that you're about to click. It's terrible for visually impaired hosts during the stream." So that's useful feedback. Thanks, Dal. I'd be curious. I'll have to think a bit more about how the reasoning behind that. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback.
So I actually have one follow-up, Dal. So is the issue like you're using your keyboard to kind of like select the comment and then it's covered while it's selected, or are you using your mouse to hover over it? Because I could always like maybe turn it off for the keyboard. So maybe let us know. But I have heard it. I think it's Michael Daniels specifically that has asked that for that a few times as well. Just when you're hovering to not bring that up.
Bruce says Amazon Lives, Facebook Live shopping, YouTube shopping with Teespring merchandise highlighting. So yeah, I'll have to. Last time I looked at Amazon Live, they didn't have an API to integrate with. If that's changed, we'd love to support Amazon Live. I think it's a great medium for live streaming. So right after this, actually, I'll check because I haven't really heard any news on it. But anything that they make accessible to us, we will certainly make use of, because I think it'd be, yeah, if Amazon opens up an API where we could like see the products that are being demonstrated, or seeing products that you have on Amazon that you'd like to show off, we'll absolutely make that integration, because that would be awesome. Same with Facebook Live Shopping. If there's anything they expose to us as far as the ability to show items that that you're trying to sell during your Facebook Live, we'd absolutely support that. I think that's a great feature. Russell says, can we share screen on mobile devices like smartphones and tablets? So right now, I assume you mean if you're hosting from the mobile device, and you're hosting from the mobile device. No, there's not screen sharing at this point in time, perhaps in the future. But if you're streaming from a computer and you'd like to share the screen from the smartphone or the tablet, that is possible to do. There's a few different ways to do it. One of them is to just simply connect your device through the cord that comes with it to your computer and open it with QuickTime, and you can share QuickTime and use that to demo what's happening on the iPad or the phone. I've seen people use that. There's also some tools like Reflector 3. There's a few other ones that basically allow you to mirror what's on the device to your computer, and you can screen share that. So those are a couple options.
Yeah, and those work pretty well. Like if you're showing off, say you want to like maybe show off a website on your phone or show off like an app on your phone, it works great for that. You just screen share it in. It's awesome.
Princessa says, is video sound played while live in StreamYard? Will it be heard? Yes, but you have to make sure you check the share audio option. So I always recommend opening the video with Chrome itself. A lot of people don't know you can do that, but you can actually drag and drop a video into a Chrome tab, and you can share that tab with audio, and then everyone will be able to hear the video.
Yeah. So that's specifically to screen share a video.
Yes.
And then if you're uploading an overlay, like if you upload a video as an overlay in the brand tab, that will have audio if the video had audio.
Yep. Rapper J says, make a way to podcast on StreamYard. So a lot of people do, after they're done, Rapper J, download we have a recording feature on Basic and Pro. So you can actually, after you've done your show or podcast, download just the audio file. We split it out for you, and then upload that to something like Libsyn or Podbean or one of the other hosts out there. And there's quite a few people that do that. So let us know if that's an option for you. I'd still be curious. I'm looking back at old comments now, but I have to double check if anyone had anything to say about Apple Podcasts, because if you can stream there, that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know that that's available.
Yeah, and it's possible the question was not to go live, but just to maybe build an integration into Apple Podcasts when you're done.
For sure. Tech Teacher uses the audio and uploads it to Anchor for podcasts. Very cool. Leo, could you integrate Slido, sly.do, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, for watchers to use for question submissions? I'm not familiar with that, Leo, but I'll certainly check it out. It sounds cool. So it's basically, that'd just be a way before our stream starts to be able to take a bunch of questions from people that maybe couldn't make the live show. Let me know. Cool. One cool thing that I saw Sri doing, he was mentioned earlier, that was actually pretty cool is, I don't remember what the exact program was that he was using, but it was basically a website where guests could upload a comment, whether it was text or a video, and for the live stream, and then he would bring those in as overlays, and for people that couldn't make it live, show them on stream, which I thought was pretty cool.
Sweet.
Mr. Skinny says, differentiate the colors in YouTube membership. Do we not do that, Dan? I thought we did do that.
So we do it for Super Chat. We don't do it for membership. To be honest, I didn't know there were multiple colors for YouTube membership.
So we'll look into that, Mr. Skinny.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
We're just about out of time here, but I'll check a couple more of these. Eduardo saying it'd be great to pin comments. Yes, that one comes up a lot. It's on the list. Bruce says, major pain point, can't set up scheduled videos without manually being in the studio. So I don't know, maybe this is in reference to something else, Bruce, but you don't have to be, you can schedule streams without being in the StreamYard studio, unless I'm misunderstanding something.
So he didn't say scheduled streams. I'm wondering if he's just trying to like stream a recording.
Oh, like upload a video overlay without being in the studio?
Like stream a video overlay without being in the studio.
Oh, I see. So like you don't want to be live. Yeah, that one does come up a bit. Yeah, you don't want to be involved at all. You just schedule it and just goes live later. Good to know. Okay, we're just about out of time here, but thank you guys all for hanging out with us. These are so much fun, and it's always great to get feedback and questions from all of you. So we do appreciate you tuning in. And for anyone that came late, the new feature update was 8 destinations on Pro. So if you're on the Pro plan, you can now go live to 8 places at once. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. This was episode number 79 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall, and we will see you next week at the same time.
Sweet. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone.